Japan, Part 2. Astounded by recent Japanese successes, I found myself wondering why Japan, without natural resources, was making substantial progress in dealing with problems which seemed so intractable in America. Convinced that Japan had lessons for other countries, I was no longer content to look at Japan only as a fascinating intellectual mystery. I wanted to understand the success of the Japanese in dealing with practical questions. My first inclination was to examine how such Japanese virtues as hard work, patience, self-discipline, and sensitivity to the others contributed to their success. But the more I examined the Japanese approach to modern organization, the business community, and the bureaucracy, the more I became convinced that the Japanese success had less to do with the traditional character traits than with specific organizational structures, policy programs, and conscious planning. I beg your pardon, please. For several years, I have been wrestling with the problem of understanding Japan's successes, and this book is the result of my intellectual labors. I have wondered why it is that the full scope of Japanese successes has not been presented more forcefully to the American people, especially since the most knowledgeable American business, government, and academic specialists on Japan are so accurately aware of them. I have concluded that the answer is deceptively simple. Most Japanese understate their successes because they are innately modest and more purposive Japanese wanting to rally domestic forces or to reduce foreign pressures have chosen to dramatize Japan's potential disasters. On the American side, our confidence in the superiority of Western civilization and our desire to see ourselves as number one make it difficult to acknowledge that we have practical things to learn from the Orientals. I'm convinced that it is a matter of urgent national interest for Americans to confront Japanese successes more directly and consider the issues they raise. Since my message departs from conventional wisdom about the matters of great importance, it is vulnerable to criticism. Some will say I have seen Japan only through rose-colored glasses, that I can see harmony but not conflict, that I think more of a privilege than the underprivileged, that I'm concerned with efficiency but not democracy, that I underestimate the difficulty of borrowing from a different culture, and that my faith in America is wanting. I hope that the reader will conclude that I make no effort to conceal Japan's difficulties. But the aim of this book is not to present a rounded, balanced picture of how Japanese society works and how the individual is shaped. Its purpose is to describe selected aspects of the Japanese national system that are so effective that they contain lessons for America.